Everyone was shocked when Prince George said something that made a lot of people angry. We don't often see or hear the future king who is 11 years old, but he just told us something we didn't expect. Even a king-to-be can get scared about school. Little George, who was only 4, surprised everyone when he clung to his dad, Prince William. He wasn't following the normal royal rules. This has made a lot of noise at the palace and elsewhere. What made the young king or queen stop himself? Could this be the first sign that the future king is going in a brave new direction? Stay with us as we share the shocking facts that could make the future of the royal family very different. Prince George, the young royal, has shocked everyone by finally sharing what's on his mind. Most of us know him as the serious, well-mannered prince, always following tradition and smiling politely at public events. But behind that calm exterior, there's a lot more to Prince George than we realize. Recently, he broke his usual quietness and said something unexpected, leaving people talking and wondering about what he really thinks and feels. The role Prince George will play in the upcoming royal coronation has also been revealed. As the oldest child of Prince William and Kate Middleton, he'll be one of the 8 pages of honor, walking in the procession and helping carry the royal robes at Westminster Abbey in London. Growing up as a prince might sound like a fairy tale, living in castles, meeting important people, and attending grand events. But for George, it's also meant a lot of pressure. From a young age, he's known he's different from other kids. While most kids are worried about school, friends, and hobbies, Prince George has had a lot more on his plate. Prince George has to think about what it means to be future king, even though he's still just a teenager. He knows that his life is already planned out in many ways, and that comes with a lot of expectations. What most people don't realize is how tough it can be to live up to those expectations, especially when you're still figuring out who you are. People mostly see his calm, polite side. He's been trained to stay composed, even with cameras capturing his every move. But recently, he decided to share something personal, offering a rare look into his thoughts and feelings, something no one was expecting. His recent openness has made people realize that there's a lot more going on inside him than anyone imagined. Growing up as a prince isn't all about castles and royal titles. It also means living under constant scrutiny, with the whole world watching every step. He knows that people have big expectations of him. But despite the pressure, he's starting to show that he's more than just a royal figure. He's a young person with real emotions, challenges, and questions about his future. As he grows, Prince George is beginning to understand his unique role more deeply. But it hasn't been as easy as people think. The way he shared his feelings recently showed a side of him that's mature, thoughtful, and aware of the world around him. Now, everyone is wondering what's really going on in his head and what made him decide to open up. Let's take a closer look at who Prince George really is. Born on July 22, 2013, he's the eldest child of Prince William and Princess Catherine of Wales. Third in line to the British throne, after his grandfather King Charles III and his father Prince William, George is growing up in the spotlight, and it's not always easy. Prince George was born in London at St. Mary's Hospital, the same place his dad, Prince William, was born. Right from the start, he's been in the public eye, with his protective father and loving mother proudly showing him off as the future king. Their first public appearance as a family symbolized not only the future of the monarchy, but also brought a fresh, modern perspective to royal life. Even though Prince George has an incredibly important role waiting for him, his parents have worked hard to give him as normal a childhood as possible. Unlike many royals before him, he's growing up away from the spotlight, with his parents prioritizing his privacy. Prince William and Princess Catherine want George, along with his siblings, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, to enjoy a healthy and down-to-earth upbringing. From an early age, Prince George has been attending school like most kids in the UK. He started at the Wetherby Nursery School in Norfolk, then moved to Thomas's School in Battersea, London. More recently, he began studying at Lambrook School in Berkshire, which is close to the family's new home, Adelaide Cottage. Lambrook offers a mix of academic lessons and extracurricular activities, helping him explore various interests and develop skills that will serve him well in the future. It also gives him a chance to form friendships outside the royal bubble, letting him experience life from a wider perspective. Although Prince George has made several public appearances, such as joining his parents at major events, these moments are part of his gradual preparation for his future role. His first appearance on the Buckingham Palace balcony was in 2015 during the annual Trooping the Colour. Since then, he's been seen at royal ceremonies and tours, like when his parents visited Poland and Germany for a 5-day tour. George and Charlotte also had their moment at the Euro 2020 football final and at the late Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. As he grows older, Prince George is developing his personal interests, just like any other child. He loves playing sports, especially football and rugby. His dad, Prince William, who is the president of the Football Association, has encouraged his passion for sports, even taking him to see professional games. Besides sports, Prince George has a deep interest in outdoor activities and animals. He often spends time exploring nature with his family, and his parents encourage his curiosity, helping him appreciate and connect with the world around him. Many people have noticed his calm and thoughtful nature during public appearances. He seems to have inherited his father's reserved attitude and his mother's warm presence. It's also clear that he shares a strong sense of family pride, looking just like both his parents. Even at such a young age, he carries himself with a sense of responsibility and seems to grasp the significance of his future role in history. As he grows, Prince George will take on more responsibilities within the monarchy. But for now, his parents are focused on giving him a well-rounded, happy childhood, hoping that over time he'll naturally grow into a leader who truly understands and values the people he will one day serve. Now, what was the bold statement Prince George made that nearly turned the world upside down? His parents always knew he'd face big responsibilities as future king. He will need to understand history, learn about government, and prepare to lead the country. Although still young, he's gradually been introduced to what it means to be a royal. When he was very little, George would shyly wave to the crowds, but now he's becoming more comfortable and showing signs that he's beginning to understand his role. His parents are making sure he learns at a pace that's right for his age, allowing him to grow naturally into his duties. Despite being born into one of the world's most famous families, George has always been a reserved child. Unlike his parents and other royal family members, he rarely speaks publicly. However, during a recent event, he broke his usual silence and said something that caught everyone off guard. His words were simple yet powerful, and they had everyone talking. At an event focused on environmental awareness and wildlife conservation, Prince George, standing beside his parents, spoke about the importance of caring for the earth. His message was straightforward. "If we don't take care of the earth, who will?" he asked, his voice clear and confident. For someone who usually avoids the spotlight, this statement was unexpected. But what was even more surprising was the reaction it sparked. People from all over the world praised him for speaking up, and social media quickly filled with comments admiring his courage and sense of responsibility. His message resonated with people of all ages, inspiring them to think about their own role in protecting the environment. As the royal family reflects on Prince George's unexpected words, it's clear that he's growing into his role in his own way. Unlike his ancestors, who were trained to be quiet figures, George's generation is more open and expressive. Both his father, Prince William, and grandfather, King Charles, have spoken out about issues they care about, such as environmental protection, and it looks like George may be following in their footsteps, but with his own youthful perspective. His statement, though small, shows that he's aware of the world around him and understands the power of his voice. He knows that as a royal, people will listen to him. And while he's still a child, he's already thinking about the kind of leader he wants to become. The future king has proven that he cares about more than just tradition. He's concerned about real-world issues that impact people everywhere. Now, what about his parents? How did they react to his bold statement? Prince George's decision to speak publicly has caught the attention of royal watchers, drawing focus to his parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine. As the eldest child of the royal couple and third in line to the throne, George's life has been one of careful preparation and exposure to royal duties. But his parents have also made sure to provide him with a grounded upbringing. Prince William and Princess Catherine's parenting approach has helped lay the foundation for George's newfound comfort with speaking out. This suggests he might one day embrace his royal role with the same balanced perspective his parents display. Together, they've become symbols of a modern royal family that combines royal duties with a relatable, family-centered image. Prince William, as the eldest son of King Charles III and the late Princess Diana, was thrust into the public eye from a young age, experiencing both the perks and challenges of being royal. Diana, his mother, had a huge influence on him, and she was determined to give her children a life that balanced their royal responsibilities with experiences most kids have. Diana often took William and his younger brother, Prince Harry, to public places like amusement parks and fast food restaurants, giving them a glimpse of life outside the palace walls. This approach made a lasting impression on Prince William, helping him develop a deep sense of empathy and a strong desire to connect with everyday people. His education also played a key role in shaping him into a well-rounded leader. He attended Eton College, one of the UK's most prestigious schools, where he made friendships with classmates outside the royal bubble. Later, he enrolled at the University of St Andrews in Scotland, where he met Catherine Middleton in 2001. Their relationship was kept private at first, allowing them to build a solid foundation before the media spotlight came. William's time in the British Armed Forces further highlighted his commitment to service. He trained at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, served as a search and rescue pilot, and later worked as an air ambulance pilot. These experiences instilled in him a strong sense of duty and values that he hopes to pass on to his children, particularly George, who will one day inherit the throne. William's hands-on leadership style, grounded in empathy and humility, provides a model for the next generation of royals. These qualities have not only shaped his public image, but also guided his son, George, who has learned about kindness and respect by watching his father. As for what Prince George has learned from his mother, Catherine Middleton, now the Princess of Wales, she has played a crucial role in shaping his character. Born in Berkshire in 1982, Catherine came from a non-royal background. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, were self-made entrepreneurs who valued hard work and perseverance. This upbringing gave Catherine a balanced perspective that she has carried throughout her journey as a royal. Known for her grace and adaptability, she has become a bridge between the monarchy and the public, offering a relatable presence within the royal family. Catherine attended Marlborough College, an elite boarding school, before going to St Andrews, where she met Prince William. Their relationship faced its challenges, including a brief breakup in 2007, but they reunited later that year. Through it all, Catherine's resilience and grounded approach have had a strong influence on George, who has inherited much of her warmth, composure, and understanding of what it means to balance tradition with a modern perspective. By the time Prince William and Catherine married in 2011, they had already built a strong foundation of mutual respect and love. Their vows, shared in front of the world, reflected their commitment to each other through thick and thin, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, and to love and cherish each other for life. Catherine, through her grace under intense media pressure, had already won the public's admiration. Her dedication to her royal duties was evident, as she took on numerous roles focusing on areas such as early childhood development, mental health, and family well-being. One of her most important concerns has been raising awareness about mental health, and she has utilized her position to advocate for emotional resilience and support systems. There is a direct connection between her function as a mother and her focus on mental health and the development of children. She is a firm believer in the importance of providing a loving atmosphere for her children, particularly George, who is beginning to show signs of taking on more duties in the public sphere. The marriage of William and Catherine signified a change toward a monarchy that is more approachable and relatable to the general public. Even though Catherine originated from a background that was not royal, she has done an excellent job of adapting to her new role and has become an essential component of the contemporary image represented by the royal family. By working together, they are able to share tasks, bring attention to a variety of causes, and communicate with the general public in ways that make the royal family appear more approachable. Because of their cohesiveness, well-rounded qualities, and unwavering commitment, they have become respected individuals not just in the United Kingdom but also all around the world. Not only do they have an impact on their own children, but they also have an impact on the future of the monarchy itself. As the oldest child of William and Catherine, George is entitled to a special set of advantages and expectations that are not shared by any other child. His mother and father have made a concerted effort to protect him from the enormous media attention that is frequently associated with royal life. Instead, they have chosen to bring him up in an environment that is grounded in reality. His recent decision to speak publicly, on the other hand, has taken many people by surprise, and it is possible that this decision is a reflection of the principles that his parents established in him from an early age. Through attending official events and family gatherings, George has progressively been exposed to royal duties. He has also observed how his parents managed to balance their personal development with their commitment to the public. The parenting approach that William and Catherine take toward their son George is centered on ensuring that he develops into a thoughtful and sympathetic leader who has a genuine connection to the people he will one day serve. They intend to instill in him a sense of personal responsibility and compassion, which are ideals that have their origins in William's own childhood experiences, particularly after he experienced the loss of his mother at such an early age. William is preparing George for the significant role that he will one day play by preparing him for the heritage of responsibility and compassion that he experienced as a child. This legacy is molding the way that William and Catherine nurture George. An international discussion has been sparked as a result of Prince George's recent statement regarding environmental concerns. People from all over the world have expressed their admiration for his words and the feeling of responsibility he is already demonstrating at such a young age. His remark, which centered on the significance of paying attention to the environment, struck a chord with a great number of people, which resulted in an outpouring of support on social media. A number of people, including environmentalists, public officials, and even celebrities, expressed their respect for George's statements, describing them as a message of optimism for the future. Greta Thunberg, an environmental activist, expressed her support for the cause on social media and encouraged others to take action for the sake of the planet's well-being. Her response was one of the most significant comments. Not only has this unanticipated event brought attention to George's developing voice, but it has also brought to light his growing knowledge of concerns that are occurring on a global scale. Many people have been encouraged by the idea that a young royal like George is speaking out on such an important subject. This demonstrates that the future of the monarchy may be one that embraces more openness, advocacy for the environment, and an understanding of the world beyond royal duties. It is very evident that Prince George's message was a powerful one, and it is beginning to affect how people regard him not only as the future king, but also as someone who will most likely utilize his position to raise awareness on crucial issues that are currently confronting the world. It was a reminder that leaders, even the youngest ones, have a responsibility to speak up on matters that are important, and it appears like George is already taking that role to heart. His comment was a reminder of this responsibility. Prince George is a young leader who is stepping up and speaking out on critical topics, and it is very inspirational to see young people like him doing so. Recent statements he made regarding environmental issues have garnered significant support from lawmakers, world leaders, and a large number of young people. These individuals all regarded his statements as a compelling call to action regarding climate change. His statements appeared to be an echo of the growing discontent of younger generations who feel let down by the lack of progress on climate policies, encouraging a greater sense of urgency in tackling environmental concerns on a global scale. On the other hand, not everyone responded positively to the message that Prince George sent. Some people questioned whether it was suitable for such a young royal to speak out on such a serious subject. Critics suggested that the speech may have been part of a larger environmental plan by the royal family, rather than having been his personal opinions on the matter. This gave rise to concerns regarding the potential repercussions that could arise as a result of the royal family becoming more vocal on political issues. This is particularly concerning given that the monarchy has generally avoided taking sides in political arguments in order to maintain its neutrality. A number of people were concerned that a statement such as George's may potentially lead to discord rather than unity, particularly in the event that the royal family continues to engage in contentious matters, particularly through a child within the family. There was one thing that could not be denied, and that was the fact that Prince George's comments captivated the attention of people all around the world. He was referred to as a royal revolutionary by several news sites, and conversations on television and magazine covers lauded his audacity and the self-assurance he displayed at such a tender age. The fact that his statement continued to be reported on for several days demonstrates the impact that he already possesses. As Prince George becomes older, it is obvious that he has the potential to play a large part in shaping public opinion and making a difference on important issues. This bold decision may indicate a shift in how the royal family engages with public concerns, and it is also clear that Prince George might play a significant role in molding public opinion. His statements could very well be the beginning of something far more significant for the future of the monarchy, which is being watched by the entire globe. The recent actions and words made by Prince George provide us with a fascinating insight into his future as a monarch, which may involve a combination of modernism and tradition. It appears that his parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, have made a concerted effort to inculcate in him, from a young age onward, the ability to manage the complexity of royal duties with empathy and responsibility. As he grows older, his comprehension of his one-of-a-kind job will become more profound. His public life has undergone a tremendous transformation as a result of the attention that has been surrounding his recent choice to speak publicly, notably on matters pertaining to the environment. George may become a monarch who is more linked to the people, interacting directly with their issues and leading with a personal, relatable attitude, in contrast to the royal generations that came before him. The meticulous development of his independence and sense of responsibility by his parents has resulted in the creation of an environment in which he feels empowered to share his opinions and concerns. It is possible that this indicates that as he matures, he will not be afraid to take on a more public and maybe loud role, resembling the kind of leadership that was exhibited by his father and grandpa, but with his own distinctive approach. His recent statements demonstrate a rising self-awareness and maturity that is a direct result of his upbringing in a safe and caring environment. It is quite obvious that George's upbringing is molding him into a future leader who is aware of the significance of both tradition and evolution in the life of a royal. Because of his parents, he is equipped with the resources necessary to participate in meaningful interactions with the world and to get ready for the weighty obligations that he will one day inherit. It is possible that George may become a monarch who is not merely a figurehead of tradition, but also an active, responsive leader who is attuned to the needs of the people. This is because George is open-minded and believes in the principles that he is learning from his parents. In the course of his development, George's trip will definitely captivate the attention of people all over the world. The manner in which he manages to strike a balance between the weight of royal tradition and the shifting expectations of the monarchy in a modern world will be an essential component of his destiny. It is possible that his courageous position on significant topics may mark the beginning of a new era for the royal family, one in which community involvement and social responsibility will play a more significant role. If his recent actions are any indication, we may anticipate that Prince George will continue to surprise us by introducing fresh ideas and viewpoints into the future of the royal family.